chair is bigger than the table.
Yes, and this is the 11th episode of In the Zone. We're going to talk about, it's called And When the Sky Was Open, and it's the 11th episode.
No, I saw this episode before we watched it just now, so...
You'd already seen it.
And
of course,
go into complete detail.
I've already seen every episode. Every time. And this is a very good one. Alright, so before we do this, this camera needs to be fixed.
I think that's good.
Ow. Alright, and now we cannot see you.
Show this.
And then, Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna sit here. I'll be on the edge of my seat. So before we do this, we're gonna go through the whole plot. So make sure to check it out on Hulu, Netflix, IMDb. Nice. It starts with like a hangar. It's like a place and there's like an airplane and it's covered in a tarp. And they're guards.
It looks like, wasn't it like a spacecraft or something that were in outer space?
Yes.
But it looks so much like an airplane.
Well, yeah, maybe they just used an airplane to go to outer space, you know? They just went up.
No wonder they crashed.
Yes, because we learned that they crashed on an alien planet, and they disappeared on the radar for 24 hours. Then they landed in the Mojave Desert on Earth.
Ooh, Earth. And they're in room 15.
Yes.
15!
They had like a weird emphasis on that, and I thought it was going to be important, but no. It starts there, and there's a hospital door. Not a doorway. He's in a hospital. Not a room. He's in a hallway. Colonel Clegg Forbes. And he's very uneasy. And the nurses are like, oh, that's the spaceman. He was up in space. And he's like, is Major Guard here? And he's kind of like unsure. And he's very relieved that the nurse is like, why, yes, of course.
And it's kind of eerie at the beginning.
Yes, and throughout. So yeah, he goes up to room 15. There's a weird emphasis like there's a close-up on 15.
Room 15!
Maybe that was intentional to throw us off.
Smart thinking, Rod Serling.
He goes, and he's surprised to see Gart there. He's like, oh, he's there, Gart. He's
like,
so sweaty.
Yeah. I put that.
There's a lot of
That's
sweat.
gonna go on our sweaty faces thing. And it was like, how many people did they walk in with?
Yeah.
Or walk out with?
Well, first they have like some awkward small talk. They're like, hey, so many thermometers.
And for some reason he lights a cigarette and closes the door beforehand.
Yeah, because he's like, he doesn't want to sound like a weird, so he closes the door. Let me ask some questions. When did I leave here? And he's like, don't you know when you left here? And he's like, I don't know anything.
Yeah, and he goes
Ooh.
crazy. Unlike other Twilight Zone episodes, he goes crazy so early.
But the thing is, it's not, because this is at the end of the story, you know? Like, it's just shown in the beginning. He doesn't start crazy. It really starts when they go into the bar.
Yeah, true. But
the episode.
So he gives like a flashback of him and Harrington. He's like, don't you know?
Wait, because he was like, who did I leave with this hospital room? And Gart is like, why, no one, of course. And he's like, yeah. And he shows him the newspaper that says there are 2 spacemen up in space.
But yeah, he thinks it's...
And it's so interesting how, because, like, I thought it was interesting how, if you think about it, Gart would be like this if he knew that Harrington was gone, but he doesn't know because he never knew Harrington, so he's totally, he's totally fine. He was like, there, it says 2 spacemen in the newspaper, but in real life there were 3 spacemen. Harrington, he was my best friend, we knew him for a long time, you did too, and there were 3 hospital beds here, not 2.
You knew him for 5 years, I knew him for 50, that's what he said.
Oh yeah, he knew him for 16 years or something. And so he's like, and Harrington doesn't believe him, and Forbes is like, yes, I know, he would say that.
Harrington is 36 years old.
Yes, same with the guy in walking distance.
Really? Oh.
He's like, I knew you would say that because no one else believes me, but I'm just gonna tell you what I remember. After the crash landing, everyone's laughing, ha ha ha.
Yeah, and it seems so cheery, and the view quality. I don't know, it just seems so much like happier. And
yeah, because they don't know. Yeah, because nothing has happened. Yeah, so there's Harrington, Forbes, and Gar, and they're all there, and they're talking. I'm gonna come back. Oh, I just hate these long goodbyes. Lots of stuff like that. And so they go to the bar.
And they look like policemen going in the bar. They're like...
And so the bartender recognizes him and them. And they're like, oh, you were
They get a free drink.
They get a free drink. Yeah. So it's good to be a spaceman.
But then Harrington gets this feeling. He's like,
when he has the drink, he's all frozen. He's like, oh.
And then he's like, what's wrong, Harrington?
And Harrington's like, I just have this weird feeling. And when he says this, his face is sweaty. His face is sweaty. And in the background, these lights are flashing.
And then he drops his drink.
Yeah, and there's a glass break, glass break, glass break, glass break, glass. Whoa! He was clapping, and then the pen flew off the cap flew off his pen. This is officially the best episode of In the Zone.
And like the worst seating.
Oh yeah, I have to leave. And there's this lady, she's like, what's it like up there in outer space? And this and he's like, it's way out. There were two new things that made this episode even better.
What?
Well, I'll get to them. Yeah, he has a funny feeling that he doesn't belong. And so he's like, who cares? I'm just gonna have a second drink. Because the bartender is like, oh, I don't mind, but he's clearly a little annoyed because, he broke the glass.
Harrington goes into the bar.
The phone booth.
He's like, I need to call, phone booth.
Yeah.
I need to call my folks at home.
So he goes
in the operator, and then the folks say, and then he comes out.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, Forbes, not like that, but he says, hey, Forbes, come here. And Forbes is like, yeah. And so he goes over. And then Clegg immediately. Well, I can't demonstrate what he did because otherwise I would get out of frame. But he kind of like, he's like leaning back. He's like,
yeah, cause his parents said they
they don't have a son. Yeah, they said that they had no son named Harrington, no son at all. And so Forbes, he's like, was it like a practical joke? And he was like, no, it wasn't a joke. That would have been so funny.
No, he's like, it was no joke. It was no
gag, no gag. This is some kind of gag, no gag.
Oh yeah, they always say gag.
They always say gag. Happens a lot.
Today's word.
Yeah, and can you imagine if there were parents that would do that to their kids like as a joke? Say like, we don't know you, and then call back and be like, just kidding. That would have been a great alternate ending. Oh well. And here's the first new thing that I noticed. Forbes is just going to leave for a little while. I forget why. Why does he leave the phone booth?
I don't
He's like, probably has an excuse. He says, I'm gonna, what does he say? I need to say, this is the first of two new things that I noticed. And I've seen this episode many times because I love it. But as he's leaving, Harrington has this weird smiley face like, it is spooky! It is so spooky.
But anyways, and then he goes back in the phone booth, but he disappears. No.
When he leaves, second he leaves the phone booth, he picks up a newspaper, and it says that there were two spacemen.
Yeah, he looks back.
Right away.
What Harrington is
And then he goes back, and Harrington is gone. And so he talks to the bartender, and he's like, where's my buddy's drink? My buddy's drink. And he's like, you walked in here alone. He's like, remember he spilled it on the ground.
Whoa! And then
there's nothing on the ground. You're crazy. You're crazy. And he starts walking away saying, you're crazy. You're crazy. Then we go to commercial.